Yeah, that ain't clicked yet. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. Your boy Coach Mario here with the Don, and we got a special guest today, Devontae Hughes. Come holler at your boys on this local podcast, man. Fellas, how y'all doing this Sunday evening?
What's good, man? How y'all doing this Sunday? I know this is what our first week without NFL football, but hey, like I told you guys, we have other sports in the city that we can support. We got the Hawks playing right now; they playing the Magic. Y'all can support them. Tune in. We also have the American Alliance football. Did I say it right? Atlanta Legends. Even though they got whooped yesterday, but hey, it's still a hometown team. We need to support our local teams. And baseball about to start back up see real soon, spring training. Hey. But we have a special guest with us tonight. I call him an expertise on Atlanta Hawks basketball because I really don't know that much about, NBA that much. Stopped fall. I'll still watch it and I still support the Hawks. That's about the only team I support. But I never was a big basketball person. But this guy is. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Devontae Hughes, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. And everyone, I'm Devontae Hughes, sports writer with Sports Talk ATL. And overall, just want to say support all Atlanta. Forget about the Atlanta Dream. They're playing the summer. So,
Atlanta Dream. I know. A little off subject, but speaking of WNBA, Maya Moore is sitting out this year. That's huge. Maya Moore is she's taking this season off to concentrate on family and do some other stuff. But yeah, she just announced it the other day. Maya Moore is taking the season off.
yeah, not uncommon. We've seen Angel McContry do that just season before this one.
Is it typically that they're starting a family? Devontae, is that typically what's going on when
Actually,
they're
it
sitting out?
depends on when it happens. Because when they sit out, it's usually because they want to heal injuries. So, their season isn't that long. So, if they can take the time to heal their injuries, they'll take that time during the season.
Okay, okay. So since we got the expert on, man, let's get right into it. I want to ask you, Devontae, what do you think this Hawks? I know we're rebuilding. Do you think this young nucleus can turn into a veteran club that can make runs deep into the playoffs a few years down, like with Herder, Collins, and Trey Young? What do you think this group can do?
Yeah, I think this group can down the line run the table. We got Trey Young, who's looking like the young Steve Nash. You got Kevin Herter. He's looking like a little bit every day like Klay Thompson. Then you got John Collins, who his NBA comparison is Amari Stoudemire. So you combine those three, and you add in more pieces. Such as like Tarian Prince. Tarian Prince is a solid player. Everybody thought he was going to get traded at the trade deadline, but he actually personally requested that he wasn't traded. He actually wants to be here. He's showing that he can't do that little ISO ball that he was doing like last year for in Bud's offense. That he had did a little ISO
Okay.
ball and that was working. But in Lloyd Pierce's offense, everybody has to move the ball. Everybody has to take their shots when it comes. And he's showing that as a team player, he can be a big player for the Hawks. So I'm looking for with Young, Herter, Prince, Collins, all of them to lead the Hawks to the future.
And Don, I want to ask you, being is this the first show we're really getting into basketball? We got to ask the question first. How do you feel? How do you guys feel about Trey versus Luca? How do you guys feel?
Well, and you got some people there are no gray area Hawks fans that's on this topic because you have some people who wanted Luca to stay on the team and they didn't want the Hawks to trade him to Dallas. And you got some people saying, "Hey, Trey Young, he the truth. Give him time. He'll develop." I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I was one of the ones that wanted to keep Luca on the team because we need like a taller, solid person, like they can play both, you know, defense and offense. You know, like I said, I don't really know that much about basketball. You know, I just know just the fundamentals of it. That's of the game. That's all I know. Like I did, you know, I know Trae Young, you know, as far as when he came out of Oklahoma, and I knew he was gonna be a great player, but wow, like he really had like overexceeded our expectations, my expectations for him anyway. You know,
I was one of those on the fence people. I didn't know. I have to say I do have a certain distrust of the European players. Sometimes they tend not to pan out. But with the Trey versus Luca, I'm kind of like you, Don. I didn't research enough, so I was like kind of wait and see. Yeah, if it turns out that Luca becomes a great player and Trey was a bust, yeah, I'm gonna talk some crap then. But other than that, I was more of a wait and see guy because I guess I didn't know enough and I didn't investigate either player enough. What do you think? What do you have, Devontae?
I think people, you know, they're seeing this trade as just Trae Young versus Luka Doncic, but they're forgetting that the Hawks have, you know, the Mavs top 5
First
protected pick.
rounders.
So until that person is selected, and then you combine that person, you know, Trae Young and this draft pick, you know, their efforts together versus Luka Doncic by himself, that's when you figure out who wins the trade.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So the man like Luca is a more right now, but like you said, Trey would get another pick with him as well. So you're talking about what? That'll be three lottery picks in 3 years. Well, was Collins a lottery pick? But that'll be three
No.
top picks in 3 years. So you know, if we draft well, you're right. I mean, then you know, I guess that's the better situation because you see the Mavs, they're flushing. They're flushing the talent and trying to restart. So
and people gotta look at it like this here. You know, Travis, you know, the GM for the Hawks, like he's from that, you know, Golden State Warriors and how they built their team. Like when they drafted Steph Curry, I believe in 2009, I believe no one knew, you know, how he was gonna pan out. You know, no one knew how he panned out, and like they throughout that time between what 2009 and 2013, I believe they drafted well. They drafted well. They kept an eye on the salary, and look at them now like they're a dynasty. You know, I'm hoping the Hawks can be that way. Yes, like you know, as Atlanta sports fans, we get in this notion and we get so greedy that we want to win now, but we don't really know the ingredients to build a basketball team or to build a football team. It's all different, you know. I can't have the same mindset of, okay, well the Falcons doing good right now, how they doing and stuff. Well, why the Hawks can't do it this way? It's totally different. That's like comparing apples and oranges, you guys. But back in what 2014, 2015, I know y'all remember that season very well. That you know we won how many games we won? Like we won like 70 games that year, and like we got beat by Cleveland in the conference finals. We got swept by Cleveland in the conference finals, and from that point on, like we was like back to the drawing board. And you know I was a big supporter of Mike, you know Coach Mike, and I guess he got burnt out and he left Atlanta. So.
I was several years ago. I wanted to blow the team up anyway. When we had the Millsap and Dwight, you know, I'm with back then LeBron in the East. I mean, you play to win a championship. You were just gonna be good. That team wasn't gonna win a championship. So I think that starting over and let's get young and fresh, even though LeBron is going out of the East now. I didn't think that team was gonna go anywhere. So I wasn't mad when we let Millsap walk and the other. I thought it was time to start over.
Yeah, I was the same way too, you know. But like, as far as Coach Mike, you know, he came from Coach Pop, you know, branch. You know, he was an assistant for the Spurs for like what 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And like I said, man, if we let him go, we're not gonna be good. But I understand, he didn't want to be here. And ain't no point
So
of
he
you know
wanted
trying to
to
keep
go.
somebody. Yeah, ain't no point of you keeping somebody here who don't want to be here. And I think Coach Lloyd, you know, we brought him in for a special reason as well. You know, I don't see him being here for the long haul. Like he's going to pretty much be. I see him as pretty much being looking on the outside, looking in a few years. He's here just for developmental purposes. Like, do you agree, Hughes?
Yes, I do agree. He's definitely here for developmental purposes. You see it with some of the younger players out there. Their development is progressing very quickly, which when you look at this team on paper, there's no reason they should be this good. Even though their record may not reflect it all the time, but when you look at them on the court, you're seeing that man, this team is exciting. Regardless of the win-loss record, this team is very exciting to look at, which you can argue versus last year's team where nobody really wanted to go to the games. But this time, you can see your vision and you can see.
And I know we'll have some money this summer, Devontae. Who can we get? What players fit in the range of money that we will have? What type of player could we get?
Honestly, I'm not even Hawks having what 5. I feel like they're gonna use most of the picks with each other instead of using that money. And then when the Hawks become like a free agent destination, then you use that money.
Yeah, I mean, we know that who KD and Kyrie they probably wouldn't be coming to Atlanta anyway. I don't think we're exactly on their short list anyway.
Well, that could change. Not this summer, but not this summer, but I believe the summer of 2020. There's going to be a lot of like good free agents who want to come here and play.
We haven't really we haven't really got that guy. What top free agents have the Hawks ever signed? Because even when we did get a guy to come through here through a stopgap, we always got him through trade. Like I'm just thinking about, even though we got rid of Neek for him, it was Danny Manning, Sharif, all those guys that we always did get. We always got them through trade. So what top free agents have the Hawks ever signed? That's a good question.
Honestly,
Everybody
don't even
search
know.
Twitter for that one.
Was it Derek Johnson?
Yeah. I don't even think there's an answer to it. Like, there's nobody. You can't find anybody. Yeah. I don't think you can.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So I mean, I guess we haven't been big players. So is it that we're not big players in the free agent market, or guys hadn't just wanted to come play for Atlanta at that time? Probably some of both, huh?
Yeah, if you listen to Carmelo when he said years ago that nobody wants to play for Atlanta, that's how you start getting that feeling around the league.
Yeah. And we had we suited Rashid up for one night several years ago when he was going through his trade. Rashid, he played one game with Atlanta, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it was a monster game too. They should have kept him.
He did? Oh, he went off? I don't even remember the game. I just remember he played a game.
I didn't watch the game, but I know I read it somewhere. He had like 30 points and a bunch of rebounds. He had a great game, but they were like, get up out of here the next month.
Yeah, but even before, like in the early 2000s, like our team was like mismanaged. It was like it wasn't managed well at all. It wasn't like yeah, it wasn't like to like 2011 or whatever we started doing well, but still you can tell that they wasn't doing well what they needed to in the front office.
Billy we have Marvin Williams over Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And that set everything in motion right there. That just everything was downhill from there.
Exactly.
Billy Knight.
And now we got, we have Tony Ressler. I think he's trying to look. He's trying to do well for the organization and trying to get them to win. But like we said, we got to build we building from the ground up.
So, Devontae, how do you think the second half of the season is going to play out for the league as a whole? Who do you see emerging and who do you see fading?
Emerging, I think the 76ers are going to come out, being in the top two with the Raptors, and that's going to be. I feel like that's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals.
That seems off-brand. 76ers and Raptors finals seems a little off-brand. I don't think who has the Eastern Conference by TNT. I don't think TNT is just gonna love that matchup.
Well, we know it ain't gonna be the Cavaliers anymore, so that's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
But what about Boston? Like, how Boston been doing though?
Man, according to Marcus Morris, that they, in the locker room, they're not doing well with each other. They're saying that everybody's looking like they're playing for themselves and not playing as a team. So I feel like if to answer your question, who's going to fall, I think it's them. Not necessarily fall out of playoff contention, but you can't get there and not play as a team.
Oh, yeah,
exactly. Right. Once you get to the playoffs, that's the grind. That's the ultimate time to lean on your brothers. Everybody hurt and injured and beat up. So what's gonna happen out west, Devontae?
Out west, I already know it's gonna be the Warriors. But the question
who will it be? Warriors and Rockets?
I think either the Rockets or OKC. I don't see it with the Lakers because I like LeBron. LeBron, they call him with GOAT, best player. I don't think he's the GOAT, but we're gonna go ahead with that. But I don't think that team is ready yet. That he came there and wanted to just blow it up. Those players got feelings too. You come here and come here from all those years in Cleveland and Miami and just want to blow the team up. I don't think that's gonna work out for that team. At least not right now. They don't have enough, veterans on that team to lead them down there to a deep playoff run.
If I'm a team in the Western Conference, well, wherever, especially once I take on the Rockets, whomever draws the Rockets the first round, maybe I'm just old school, but I'm going to get a goal, and I promise you, James Harden, he's going to shoot 20 free throws, but, man, I promise you he's going to pay for it. Like, man, I see this dude, he's going to shoot 20 free throws a night. But I see, he's going to give them ticky-tack foul. I'm telling my guys, when you foul him, make sure he's fouled, if you catch my drift. Man, quit breathing on him. Go clobber this dude. Man, will somebody take this dude's head off? I don't understand why this is not happening. Why James Harden isn't being clotheslined nightly, I don't understand. Is it just me?
But James Harden, he's a tough dude as well. But
I didn't say I was gonna hurt him. See, I didn't say that, Don. See, that's some of him coming at you. I didn't say that. I just said we're gonna make sure when he's fouled, he is fouled.
For a team like the Rockets, you gotta focus on. For a team like the Rockets, you gotta focus on everybody else. You already know James Harden's probably gonna get his 40, 50, 60. But if all them other players get 12, 13. They're not going to win. So you got to focus on everybody else.
So that would be your strategy to stop him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't say stop him because it's not really
slow
a way to stop.
Slow him down.
Yeah, slow him down. But if you can stop everybody else, we stop that team.
Yeah. So will the finals be boring? Are people tired of seeing Golden State this year? Are you tired? You guys, are you tired of seeing Golden State?
Oh, I'm personally tired of seeing Golden State. I don't know about the Masters. They all they care about is dynasties. They flip flop on teams. Somebody even liking. They will say they like the Charlotte Bobcats back in the day, but they're a Warriors fan right
now. You ain't lying, man. I swear you ain't lying. I tell you what, I can get a lot of these people who I know who say quote unquote Warriors fans, but I'm pretty sure back in 2005, 2006, they were either Spurs fans or Laker fans.
I have to say, I used to call myself a Lakers fan. And then I realized once Kobe retired, I wasn't a Lakers fan. I was a Kobe fan. I thought I was a Lakers fan. I wasn't. I couldn't care anything else about the Lakers now. So I realized, you know what? I was bandwagon. I was never a Lakers fan. I was a Shaq and Kobe fan. Then I was a Kobe fan. So I realize now, like, I had some bandwagon going on.
But the thing is, with basketball, you can probably do that. Like with basketball, you can just be a fan of a player. Because it could just be one player who can win that entire team a championship. It's not like football or baseball. You got to have a good squad to win a championship. One person, one or two people on the basketball team is all you really need to try to even, be in championship contention. Like I ain't even gonna lie. Yes, I've been a Hawks fan through and through, but there was a time, like I want to say in 2000, early 2000s or whatnot, I was a Seattle Super Sonic fan.
How did that happen? You become fans of the weirdest teams, man. We're gonna do a show on that one day.
Man, look, man, don't be calling, don't be doing me like that, man.
I like I said, I've always been a Hawks fan, and I thought I was a Lakers fan. I don't have any problem with the Warriors personally. They're exciting to watch to me. They're fun to watch. They're not bothering me at all. I don't have any problems with KD or what they did. I think their front office is awesome. I want my front office to go out and get all the best players, so I'm never going to hate on that. That's the object of the game, to get the best players on your team. So I'm not mad at the Warriors for that, or not mad at those players who want to play together. So I just want it to happen in my city.
Mm-hmm.
So who? Well, I guess that's a silly question. Who would you guys like to see win it, other than the Hawks? Who would you like to see to take it this year?
Honestly, I don't even know how to answer that question because I don't like any other team.
just not the Warriors. And if it can't be the Hawks, we'll just call the whole season a draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, okay, like you said, Don. What player would you like to see get a ring then?
Like right now, like we know it's gonna be the Warriors. We know it's gonna be the Warriors. I would like Toronto to try to get to the finals, but are they gonna win? No. Like I said, it's funny though, because back in the 90s, like we knew, okay, every year was the Bulls, and we was cool with that because we all fans of Jordan. We all fans of Jordan. And in the 2000s, you had
Cleveland or Detroit.
Yeah.
Unless you grew up in Cleveland or Detroit.
Exactly. Because we knew Mutombo and Blaylock wasn't gonna get us to no finals. We knew that. Come on now, they was good, but
don't slander Mookie Blaylock. No,
I'm not slandering Blaylock. I'm not slandering Blaylock. But you got to realize, you got to come to a realization, man. Even though, come on now, elementary behind back then knew that we weren't finna stop Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman and all those guys. We weren't gonna stop them. Like we didn't have the coach. Like we ain't had the coaching, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, we did. But come on now, Phil Jackson.
Okay. Okay. You win.
And then in the 2000s we had it was one year the Lakers, next year's the Spurs. Like it's like pick your poison for the West. Whoever came out of the West was gonna win the championship, except for that 1 year, in 2004 or 5 that Detroit won, and then in 2009 Boston won it. So and then now, you know, everything full circle again. You got a dynasty out west in the Warriors.
I think, mainly how people think. Me growing up, I'm born in '95, so I'm listening to y'all. I don't know what happened, but I'm listening. But I think growing up, watching the NBA and the 2000s, you could see every team had like a guy that was exciting to watch. I think now you have like a lot of teams who, wouldn't even look like they wouldn't even do good in the G League. So I think the overall talent level was low.
Because everybody want to build super teams now. Everybody wants to build super teams. Like everybody's saying that LeBron started it, but LeBron didn't really start this. Like it was with Boston. Remember that year in 2009 they won a championship, and they started off. They further
than that though. I gotta go back further than that because you look at the great Boston teams of like the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. They have 4, 5, and 6 Hall of Famers on the team at a time. They have a whole starting 5 that was in the Hall of Fame at one time. Come
Well,
on, man.
that's when we got to think about it. Was it drafted or was that free agent and
They,
traded?
they were drafted. They were
No,
drafted back then. They were drafted, I believe, all except I don't think Boston drafted Robert Parrish. I don't think they drafted him.
no,
But
wait.
other than
Bill
that,
Russell, not either. I think the Hawks drafted Bill Russell, but then
yeah.
traded him.
So but as far as the super team, and then we're talking about Boston. Look at the Lakers. The Lakers had Worthy, Kareem, Magic, Byron Scott, Rambis. I'm leaving out some others. Some other great players. So I
But
believe
it's different though. But that's different these days. It's different back then. It was different back then. These days
in basketball
Huh?
as
Huh?
the super teams. It was isolated to those 2 franchises as a super team. Everybody else was fishing for scraps.
Yeah. But now like yeah, but now you got these players who whine and complain and I don't want to be here like AD in New Orleans. Like trust me, I don't want to live in New Orleans to begin with. So I understand that. I can relate to him. But like he's sitting up there whining and complaining, like, I want to go to this team, I want to go to Lakers and stuff. Like I'm saying to myself, like, come on, like it's everybody wants to go where it's green on the other side. Which
you can go win and make more money in LA. What you think, Devontae?
I think I believe you should have that dog mentality regardless of where you get drafted, because you already know you getting drafted that high, you're going to the sorriest team, because that's how it goes.
Yeah.
The worst team gets the highest pick. So you need to start there and make your name there. Stop thinking, oh man, we suck, man. It ain't nothing getting better. You make that team better.
Exactly.
Since you so good, I'll say that to Anthony Davis. You so good, but you ain't made none of them other players better around you. That's a problem with you, not just them.
So did LeBron do the same thing?
Down the line, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a problem with that as well?
You doing like Miami years?
Yeah. Like when he went to Miami, was that the same thing?
I think it was
like,
different.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with what LeBron did. I don't have a problem with KD did. I don't have a problem with Boogie Cousins did. I mean, the object is to go, like, if you're Kevin Durant, why would you want to live in Oklahoma City versus the Bay Area? Who would? So, a lot of times when people make these decisions, we make the decisions, we're thinking about fandom. Well, this is a grown man with a family who has other business and other things to think about. And I'm sorry, I've never been to Oklahoma City or the Bay Area, but something just telling me I'd rather live in the Bay Area than Oklahoma City. Sorry, Oklahoma City.
But here's the thing. Like 10 years ago, people want to say, I want to go to the Bay Area. Like the Warriors, 10 years ago was trash.
How many years ago did anybody want to live in Oklahoma City? The only thing I ever knew about Oklahoma City was it got bombed years ago. Other than that, I never heard anything else about that place in my life.
Yes, and you're right. And 10 years ago, Oklahoma City, they moved there from Seattle. And yes, I was upset. They need to bring the Supersonics back. I'm sorry. They need to bring the Supersonics back. They need to bring
just slip that back in there.
They need to bring them back. Like New Orleans, they can move the Pelicans because New Orleans don't need no doggone basketball team. Move them to Seattle and create. Because that was a good rivalry with the Lakers and the Supersonics back in the 80s and 90s. That was a good.
That's an Ice Cube song, man.
But Ice Cube knew what he was talking about when he was rapping about it. And today was a good day. I'm telling you, man, that was a good rivalry, man.
Hey, you right though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
y'all can't lie, man. Them green jerseys they had back in the day, man, them things were hard, man.
They were.
I had to go back. I had the Supersonic throwback back in 2004.
Totally go off subject here, but while we're talking about the Supersonics, Zion reminds me of Shawn Kemp. Zion and Shawn Kemp. He reminds me a lot of Shawn Kemp. You see him come down and do that spin move into the lane, man. I'm just waiting on him to tether down and do the little point like Sean Kemp used to do. Yeah, that's who Zion reminds me of. He develops a jump shot. Hey, Devontae, so hey, what do you think about our chances of getting Zion next year? Or would you like to see that?
I feel like we got to suck more than we do now to get Zion right now. Right?
I know we're trying to win now, right?
That's the fifth pick, but I think with how Slink has drafted, I don't even almost care about how Zion is. If we can get two solid players, I think that'd be better than just getting Zion to me. Like I know how people see Zion dang near the next LeBron, just from overall hype alone. But I think if we get two solid players in this draft, I care less about who gets Zion.
Yeah. Remember what happened with Greg Ogden back in 2007 from Ohio State? Everybody thought he was going to be the next big thing. And Portland drafted him. And Portland, we're going to have that team. And what happened to him? But he played not one doggone NBA game.
If he had needs, he would have been pretty good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his knees were 68. And he looked 68 as well when he was 19. That was the problem. He Benjamin Button knees. That was an old looking dude, man. And I was like, this kid is in high school? Like, man.
Dude, I said this back then. I said, man, he looked like a doggone 80-year-old, not 80-year-old, but like a 60-year-old version of 50 Cent.
Yeah. he looked like what's that, Uncle Drew? He looked like he should be on Uncle Drew, the movie right now. Yeah, that was an older dude. What Mike Conley. Who did Mike Conley just get traded to? He was recently traded. He went to Utah, didn't he?
Mike Conley didn't get traded.
He didn't get traded. Thought he did.
They Marc Gasol to the Raptors.
They sent Marc Gasol to the Raptors. Okay, so that was just the night. The whole team, they were nervous. Everybody thought they was getting traded.
Yeah.
Man,
but they said they want to keep Mike Conley for no absolute reason, but they said they want to keep him. And then that trade they made that got Marc Gasol with that team, that was terrible. They could have got a first out of somebody.
So, do you guys think it's about time they wrap the dunk contest?
What do you mean by wrap?
Like retire it. Do you still enjoy it?
You know what? Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, they got me back into it. Before then, it was just bad.
It's almost like I think I've seen every dunk.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you've seen every dunk. It's like been there, seen that. It's nothing creative. They tried the props that were boring, but it's to the point now where the 3-point shootout is more exciting than the dunk contest now for me. I like the 3-point contest more. Whereas it used to be, man, the dunk contest was the event for the All-Star weekend. Was it just me?
No, I used to like it too. But like now, like a few years ago when I watched it and stuff, it's just so comical.
I do think there's some like a lack of creativity now too. Like before the Zach LaVine Aaron Gordon duel, they was just normal dunks to me. But when they was doing stuff like going under their legs, that was refreshing. So that made it seem like the dunk contest was back.
Is John Collins in the dunk contest? Did I make that up?
No, he's in there.
Yeah, okay. I heard that. Okay.
Man, the dunk contest changed when doggone Dwight Howard started doing all that crap. Like seriously, like before him it was good. But how he want to be all extra and everything.
Putting change on the backboard and wearing capes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, just dunk the doggone ball and be done with it.
I mean, now they got big men though. John Collins is there now.
I know he's 6'10". What they need to do is Vince. Vince need to come back and do some retro dunks. That would have been cool. They could have got Vince. Even if they could just get him to come out there and not even in the contest, just do a dunk or two. That would have been good if I was the NBA. NBA, hey man, you need a good promotions guy. Holla at your boy, DM me. That's my ideas. Shameless plug on my part. Oh, did we get any questions this week, Don?
No one sent in anything. I guess no one is excited about, I guess, Hawks basketball. Like I said, you guys, I
we're
got.
gonna have to change that. You know what bothers me though? Because well, I don't know, Devontae. If you know, I'm a huge supporter of high school sports. I love high school basketball. In this city, that we have some of the top high school players, and our college teams suck, except for Georgia State. Ron Hunter, keep up good work over there. But Tech and UGA are struggling, and with all these players that we have coming out the city, and you look at the players being drafted, and you see, and none of them are going here. I think if the college basketball in the city were better, it would make people more interested, and they'd be even more interested in the Hawks. But I just think that the basketball is just terrible, even from, like I say, the college. There's just no interest in this town.
I would say overall, Atlanta is a football city. You got the Falcons who didn't do well last season, but they have, shown excellence getting to the Super Bowl. So you got them. You got UGA football doing well. You got Georgia Tech. They're not super well, but they always, sometimes, really have a good season. So they look like this is like football. You're always hearing about them getting the top prospect in football. So I think they just think this is a football town.
Yeah, football is always going to be key in the South and here, but it's just like we have talent. We have some talented players in this city, and they're going elsewhere to college, and that's frustrating. And I think that if some of these local guys stayed home and played for the local teams, and that's not a knock on them. You go where, you get where the best opportunity for you. But we need some of these guys. What's that, Don? What's that look?
Who wants to play for UGA, man? Like, you can go to Michigan.
Get out of here. We're not going to do that.
You can go to Michigan. You can go to Michigan. You can guarantee a spot in the tournament.
As a college student right now, I'll say they lower their tuition. They'll try to come down.
Exactly. But not even that. I'm going to get into another topic. It's a subtopic of what you just brought up, Coach. Like, a lot of these basketball players that, that's in the, Metro Atlanta area, a lot of them, man, they just call a spade a spade. They come from like horrible backgrounds, and they don't have the discipline. They don't have the discipline, the academic discipline, and they don't know how to behavior discipline. And some of those players, they don't make it out of high school. And if they do make it out of high school, they barely make it to the point that a college is not going to give them a chance to, go to their university and try to play.
Grades. Grades. Great. What's funny is because signing day just signed for football, just passed for football, and Devontae, I'm a big football guy, and like I say, I deal with a lot of. It's funny that guys don't realize they need grades until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize once 11th and 12th grade when you realize, oh man, I don't have that opportunity. It's too late. So that's the one thing about grades. It's just like trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out of. Same with grades. Easy to mess them up, hard to fix them back up. But
exactly
unfortunately, when you're 14, 15, 16, they don't listen.
They don't. Like when they, wet behind the ears, freshmen, 14, 15-year-old coming into the high school, you have school leaders at the school, man. You got people in the community that tell them keep their head up and, stay on the right track. And, hey, they're not listening to us, they not. And 2-3 years down the road, they say, oh man, I should have, could have, would have, but it's for most of them, it's a little too late. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those kids. Like, well, my sports career ended because I had a knee injury. But other than that, like I wanted to go to Michigan, but my grades were not that good, and I know my mom did not have no money, no Michigan money. She didn't even had doggone Atlanta area Tech money to take me to school. So I had to, find other alternatives to, to try to go to school. Like, it's not. I'm telling y'all kids, if y'all listening to me, it's not a game out there. If you athletic, talented, and if you got your head on right, stay in school, do the best you can. You'll make it out. It's real simple.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all can listen to that man now. Don, he knows what he's talking about. Devontae, I want to ask you one more thing. How are the new changes at the arena? How are the new changes at the arena, and how do the fans seem to be liking it?
I can only say from the outside looking in, I haven't been there since it was Phillips, the last year.
Mhm.
But I'm saying, Falcons. I said the Falcons, but the fans are loving the changes. I feel like when the team gets better, people are gonna want to go. Because I'm looking at the screen right now. It doesn't look that many people want to see the Magic and the Hawks play. But I want this to be, when you got the bar, you can get your haircut and watch the game at the same time. I don't even know how that works, but I feel like when they start getting good, people are going to want to go, and I think it's going to be like a tourist city, or even more than it is now.
I wonder how much it is to get your haircut. When I first saw that, I was like, I wonder how much it costs to sit there and get your haircut.
Coach, don't do it. Don't do it. Let me tell you something. You gonna be in the chair. Let me tell you what's gonna happen now. Before it happens, you gonna be in the chair. They're gonna be trying to line you up, and somebody's gonna throw an alley-oop to John Collins.
And your
highlight gonna be like way back here. They're gonna mess your lining up.
Your hairline gonna get tomahawk.
Not fall for it. If anything, if I do go, I might just get a trim, get a big trim. Just touch this only, because I really don't care about that much. But,
Have you ever gotten your haircut in the other local establishment known to have a barber chair in it, if you know what I'm talking about, Don?
You talking about in Atlanta?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Man, it's been a while since. And even when I was in Atlanta, when I lived in Atlanta, like when I was a teenager, I had hair, so I always got my hair braided. But like I remember, I used to go to I always got my hair cut like when I had hair. When I had to get my hair cut when I was a little boy, my mom always used to take me down to 5 Points or West End to go get a haircut. Inside the West End Mall.
That was strip. They used to have a barber shop in it, and I was wondering if you ever got your hair cut there.
Nope, I ain't, man. To be honest,
I never did either.
I'm keeping it 100. I have never ever been to a strip club before. Never.
Wow, I've been to the club before. I didn't get a haircut, and I wonder how much it is to get your haircut. But always weird to me.
But yeah, like
I hear you. What'd you say, Devontae?
I said, would you get your haircut with some booty in your face?
Well, the club, it was, you could, but it was, at the time, it was like upstairs. The club where it was, the barbershop part was upstairs, but you could have brought the girls up there, if you would. I guess if I was balling like that, yeah, you gonna dance while I get this shape up.
I'm good on that.
But I guess, I was a regular dude in the back, so I wouldn't.
But yeah,
I ain't have shape up and tip money,
Speaking of State Farm Arena, I'm gonna be there on the 23rd. Me and my son, we're gonna, just go up there and watch the Hawks play the Suns that night. But what I'm interested in, I'm just interested in because the last time I went to a Hawks game was 2016. I think it was the same weekend when I went to go see the Falcons play the Chiefs, I believe, and they lost. Eric Berry showed out and got 2 picks out of Yeah, I remember that game, and and I remember going to the Hawks game and the food and stuff was high, man. I know they copied Mercedes-Benz prices, so hopefully the prices are not that expensive because when you have little kids, they gonna want to eat up everything there is at the doggone stadium, not knowing that stuff costs. Those
smells when you go into the stadium, man, they get you every time. I could walk in the stadium full, but the minute I walk into an arena, man, all those smells they get you, and you got to get something, man. You have to.
Man, I close my eyes, man. That's right. Just close my eyes. I breathe until I get to my seat. I get a drink. Normally, I just get a drink, and I probably just get like, you know, some popcorn or something like that. But other than that, you know, the prices are not that bad now. Like I can get something, you know, for $10 for me and him, and you know, we'll be straight for the rest of the game. But that I just want to see.
I have a family of 5, so imagine when we go to a game.
Yeah, see, it'll be if I had a family of 5, all 5 of them won't be going. It'll be one at a time. One at a time. I go to the game 5 times out of the year, and each time I take a different kid. Exactly, one at a time. One at a time. That's how I do it. But yeah,
my wife doesn't do heights, so if we have to sit in the 300s at any game, she don't want to go anyway because she don't like heights. Yeah, so we're not sitting in the 100. She don't want to go anyway.
Wow, like, but yeah, I used to be that way, but like now, I really don't care. But even in Mercedes Benz, like even the 300 level is like a great.
Yeah, she's fine there because it's not that high. Yeah,
it's not that high. Like the dome was high.
Exactly.
Like,
she didn't like that. She was in the dome, man.
Even in Phillips Arena, like the seats up high is not that bad. Like, as long as you're not sitting baseline, you know, like on the side. If you sitting like near the, you know, mid court, you know, you good.
I'm Hawks ticket person. I'm always sitting in the 100s.
Well, you need to hook me up with them tickets too, then, so I can go sit on the 100. I ain't never sat in the 100 in Phillips. We keep calling it Phillips Arena, but you know what? I don't care. I'm still calling it Phillips Arena. And you know what? Even when Phillips Arena was Phillips Arena, when State Farm Arena was Phillips Arena, back in 2005, 2006, I was still calling the doggone Omni. I ain't even gonna I still call it the Omni. I promise you, like it's just, you know, I'm not that old, you know, but at the same time, when they be changing names of these stadiums or building new stadiums and calling different names, I'm still used to the old name. Like even now, like we don't even know what's gonna happen with SunTrust Park because they got bought out by BB&T. We don't even know if they're gonna change. If they change the name, I'm just gonna call it the park or the stadium or something. Like
where the Braves play.
Yeah, the Braves Stadium.
What a Braves play.
The Braves Stadium.
Devontae, I got to tell you, right before we came on, I read your article about the first African American basketball players, man, and I enjoyed it. I appreciate that. Everybody, you should go check that out on Twitter. I'm sorry, Devontae, give me your Twitter and how they can and read your stuff.
Yeah, plug your information.
You can follow me on all my social medias at ClickItByNature. That's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat right now. And you can read all my articles on www.sportstalkatl.com. I'll repeat that, www.sportstalkatl.com.
All right. You got anything else you want to plug? You ain't got no mixtapes?
Oh, I don't rap, but if I did, I'd plug
it. Your girl don't sell virgin hair or nothing? You sure? You don't want to plug it?
I'm good. Thank you,
though. Don, you got anything else?
As usual, you guys, please, you know, subscribe to our channel, like, comment, share. Please, you know, please subscribe. I hate begging, but please subscribe to our channel. Our channel is growing. It is growing. It is growing. I hope y'all checked out the new logo we have. This is the official logo for our podcast going out, you know, here on out. You know, follow us.
I gotta say something real quick to the person who did our logo for us. It's awesome. No. I just want to say it was exactly what we envisioned. Exactly what we envisioned. What the idea that we had brought it together, and it was awesome. Thank you. I ain't gonna say the wrong thing, Don. Relax.
Okay, I was just about to say, man. I'm about to mute you if I had to, man. Anyway, but yeah, like me and you, we invented this. You know, like we came up with the idea that, you know, this is a local Atlanta sports podcast, you know, made for, you know, Atlanta sports fans just like me and you. And that's why we are trying to get people, you know, to our brand and enjoy, listening to us, because like we said, we're gonna have fun, but at the same time, we're just gonna talk facts and stuff. We're not gonna come over here and like talk nonsense,
Yep.
So,
We're not dissing any of the local guys here, but many of the guys who are doing local radio and podcasts in Atlanta aren't from here. So we're just trying to give you a local hometown feel. And with that, Coach Mario, that's all I got.
all right, they're done. Hopefully y'all have a great evening. Thank you for coming on, Devontae. We really appreciate it. Y'all go check his stuff out. Like I said, I've been following you for a while now, and like I read your articles and stuff, and there's some great stuff. Like you educate me on what's going on with the Hawks. That's why I had to reach out to you. So, but hopefully y'all have a great evening, and we'll see you guys again next Sunday, same time, same YouTube channel. Y'all holler at your hometown podcast. Have a good evening.